Hello everyone, how you going? And welcome to 15 weird things about Australia that Canadians don't understand. Now I've been checking out a lot of USA creative videos, things that just assuming about Australia, facts about Australia, whatever it may be, but I just want to see how it differs and also just what 15 weird things are. So let's get straight into it. What's this lady gonna say?
Welcome back to my channel, it's Cassie here. Today I'm gonna be doing a video for 15,
there we go. I certainly hope they're going to be 15 things and not any kind of dodgy ones in here.
That I noticed after moving to the Gold Coast in Australia.
Okay, well at least we actually know what state she's in because that can definitely make a difference. You might have certain things that are happening in different places. So yeah, it's good to know those little kind of details.
And then some of these are kind of just Australia in general.
Okay,
so let's get
here
started.
we go. Like I just said.
So the very first thing that was super weird
what's it gonna be?
They call their green and red peppers capsicum.
This is number one. This is, maybe it's not kind of numbered that way, but really, number one, I expected number one to either be kind of the lowest or even the highest. But to start off with capsicum being the number one thing, hey, I guess I can't hate it too much. What's she gonna say?
I went to Subway and I was trying to order like half a
Subway.
sub, and I was picking out my vegetables and I was like, oh, green peppers, and they're like, what? And then my boyfriend told me they're not called green peppers, they're called capsicum. So that, I don't know why they call it differently here. Maybe we're calling it wrong.
Yeah, I'm fairly sure that a lot of countries actually have different names for it. Obviously, like she just said, we use capsicum. There's also bell peppers in the US, and then maybe just peppers and all these different words. I mean, they're all interchangeable. And generally, if someone said, oh, can I have a bell pepper? Most people might be able to understand, especially at Subway. Surely you can kind of point to it and they go, okay, it's not just going to be the lettuce. But yeah, either way, I can certainly understand how there would be confusion there, and it's not like a bad thing. It's not like, oh, one country's better than another. It's just literally different names. Fair enough. Number two.
Hot dogs here are not called hot dogs.
Ooh, really?
They're called snags.
Ooh,
S-N-A-G-S.
Does
and
she
a
call
snag is pretty much a wiener in a piece of toast.
I mean, I'm a little bit confused here because I guess I can understand where she's coming from, but at the same time, or at least to clear it up, a snag isn't exactly a hot dog, and really we have hot dogs, but we don't have snag hot dogs. A snag is slang for sausage, and so yeah, you can have a sausage on bread, but you wouldn't be getting a sausage in which is a snag, which is a hot dog. Like, they're different things there. Really, one is more like a big, if you were actually talking like mini ones, you'd be like mini frankfurts, and that would be like a hot dog but a mini version. And so yes, they are both between bread, but actually individually they aren't exactly the same thing. And so I want to know what else she has to say about the snag.
Another picture right here.
Here we go. Okay, yes, and that is a sausage. Like. Yeah, that's a sausage sanger. Or in terms of what she was just saying, that would be a snag sanger because that is a sausage and then a sandwich, and yeah, that's the entire thing there, but not really a hot dog. I mean, you can get hot dogs, and if you were to go to some sporting event, you're probably going to be more likely to find either a hot dog or then a meat pie or something like that compared to sausage on bread, but at the same time, they aren't exactly the same thing, so don't get it confused.
They find us calling it hot dog very odd.
Because it's not a hot dog, that's why.
It's not a hot
dog. Oh, wait.
But at the same time, what does snag even mean?
Well, at least I already explained that part. Snag is sausage and sanger is sandwich.
Why would you want it in a piece of toast?
Because it's cheaper and you can get it from Bunnings.
It's all nice and soft and plush.
I mean, I can understand that, but it's not the traditional way, so to say.
But, a snag is equally as delicious.
There we go. At least you can actually just admit the truth.
Now, on to the third thing.
On to number three.
So when I first got here, I needed to use transit as most people would.
Fair enough.
And I saw this sign. I'll insert a video clip of the bus stop having a sign that says, please wave down your bus driver. Don't they just stop when they see someone at the stop? But no, that's not how it works
No,
here.
because you have, let's see what she has to say, but I can certainly explain this one.
Bus like this. That way they don't have to make accident stops when those people are actually getting on a different bus. First of all, they're huge, and after I got
the buses are pretty big. They're not a mini bus by any means.
Spacious. It's nicely air conditioned. But the thing that really threw me off is buses here in the Gold Coast, they don't tell you what stop is next. So you know how buses usually have like a little, I don't know, LED light thing?
I mean, I don't really know how many bus stops have names. Generally, you would just kind of see, oh, okay, I guess this is going to be my stop, whether if you're just kind of traveling around looking at your phone or you just know where you're going. Either way, I mean, I think on the newer buses, I don't know if that's managed to get to the Gold Coast, but at least in Sydney, I think on the newer buses, some of them are starting to kind of say where they're going to be stopping. But at the same time, you certainly need to kind of know what stop you're going to be getting off at for the name to make sense. So either way, you kind of have to just know which stop you're getting off at either way. And so even even though I can certainly understand how that would be different or even just a little bit weird, so to say, as the title says, but either way, it's not the same as trains. Like, trains will actually say and tell you in that way, the same way that she's expecting buses to. They will tell you, okay, the next stop is Wynyard, so to say, or whatever it may be, but buses is just a little bit strange to me for that to be happening, because like I said, you're just going to have to know either way, or just look at your phone, really.
It's literally just bus stopping, and that's it. So
yeah, it does just say,
really
even that you might not say that. It will just might be like a ding, and that'll be it. It won't say anything else.
You could easily miss your stop because you're never going to know what stop you're at. And I don't understand how that works. We have Google Maps, you know, like I always have Google Maps open,
so at least this is what I was about to say.
Are left,
or you
so
just
I know where to get off, or like when to click the stop button.
Yep.
But then what if you're like an elderly person? You get on the bus, you're trying to get to whatever station.
Yeah.
You have no idea what stop it is because first of all, the bus stop itself doesn't have like a big sign that tells you what stop it is.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's certainly fair. I know a lot of people, especially elder people, kind of just tell the bus driver to tell them or to make sure that they stop that. Like, when they get on, they say, okay, I want to get off at this stop, and then the bus and the driver just make sure that happens. But I guess that isn't exactly something I've thought about before. I mean, I've never really seen someone struggle with the bus in terms of just missing their stop, and so I don't know how people do it if they just have no clue. But yeah, she brings up a good point at least.
And the bus also doesn't tell you what stop it is. So how would you know where to get on and where to get off? Like, yeah, I just don't understand the logic, but it seems like everyone still uses it just fine. If you are
like she just said, I don't really know what's wrong with it, but I can certainly understand how it's weird. Please write in the comments below
why that's the case, because I still cannot figure it out. Like, I just don't understand why. Number 5. So I went to the mall when I first got here, and I noticed people were carrying shopping carts everywhere they went, like all throughout the mall. Like, you could take a grocery store shopping cart from the grocery store, roll it into Aritzia, for example, and go shopping for clothes.
Is this not a thing? I guess it mustn't be.
And then add bags that you bought from Aritzia. I don't know, it's just very weird. So everyone just does it here, and I actually really like it
use the shopping trolleys all over the store.
You're trying to buy a lot of things, but you don't want to carry that many things, and this just allows you to buy all the shit you need,
and then just take it back to the car. It's easy.
From every single store back to your car.
That's why a lot of people go and just grab them.
On the side somewhere,
see, that's a bit. They should certainly just try and return it.
Every couple of hours to just collect all those carts and replenish them.
So I'm a little bit confused. Are shopping carts, as she was saying, like literally shopping carts, not trolleys or anything, being it's overseas, are trolleys in the US and I guess in Canada just like only dedicated for the store? And then what do you do after that? Like, what, you can't go and take it to another store? I'm a little bit confused. I don't really understand the logic behind that. I mean, I guess in some ways they don't want you mixing things, but either way, it doesn't really make sense. Like, what do you do with a trolley? It's not like as soon as you exit the grounds, like the premises of the individual store, that you just have to suddenly just chuck your trolley out. I hope not, but hey, I don't have any idea. Either way, it is definitely true though. You can just actually just take the trolley wherever you want to go, and just, obviously you generally just don't take it into a store, but that's a little bit smaller than any kind of food store. But either way, if it's not made for it, you don't take it in there, but you can certainly take it to the front and then just kind of pile all your stuff in. It's no big deal there. And so yeah, very, very strange. I would love to know more about that one if anyone wants to let me know.
So I love that. Super, super useful.
Yeah, as you just said, I just don't understand how people do it otherwise.
Drugstores here are called Chemists, but it just sounded kind of weird when I first got here because I'm so used to drugstore, and now that I think about it,
that just sounds really like dodgy.
I'm just going to buy something from the drugstore. Yeah. That sounds even weirder.
I mean, I feel as though it just sounds as though you're going to be doing something or just buying something a little bit nefarious instead of just going and getting some Panadol or something like that. Like, if you're going to the drugstore, it sounds like it should be in massive air quotation marks if you're saying something like that.
Drugstore. So, yeah. I don't know. I guess they're both kind of weird that we call it that.
I mean, everyone's got their own words. Who cares?
Regular everyday items in there too.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. You can't just buy really, if you're going to a chemist, you're only going to be buying any kind of medication, those sort of things. They literally only stock medicine, maybe just a couple of other little things, but besides that, no, you're going to be having to go to another store to be getting all the stuff that I've heard the US stocks.
Thursdays here in the Gold Coast are the shopping days.
Yeah, the late shopping days, obviously.
Monday to Friday, everything is closed relatively early, so malls close at like 4 or 5 o'clock. Restaurants,
I don't know about
stores,
that early. More like 6
they all close around the same time. Canada, where things are open till 8
8?
9,
Okay.
11 for grocery stores sometimes.
11?
I don't know, I think it's just where I live.
I mean,
it's really
some
chill
places
here, but
are really
most
late.
people aren't really open on weekends.
Open on weekends? I mean, there are a whole bundle of places, especially, let's say, cafes that are going to be just absolutely packed and open all weekend. But yes, like you just said, the Thursdays here are definitely the late hours. You know, like, let's say for Monday to Wednesday and Friday, you're going to be open until 6, and then, I don't know, Thursdays you might be open until 7:30, 8, 8:39 maybe, depending on the store. But either way, yes, Thursdays are definitely the late days. And then from there, you know, I guess it just varies. But either way, generally, like most stores these days, they might do a little bit later on Thursday, but they're just, if they're open all week, they're just going to be like, I don't know, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. and bang, there you go. They're like, no worries, open every day, and then maybe 7:30 on a Thursday.
Number 8, they say, how you're going. And the first time I heard that, I was like, oh, that's
what
cute.
did she just
how
say?
You're going instead of how you doing. So
I say that every single video.
So if you bump into someone and you're like, oh, I'm sorry, and they're like, oh, usually people would be like, oh, it's okay.
Yeah.
Here they say, you're all right. And when I first heard that,
yes, okay, so people are going to be going, oh, you're alright, no worries, mate, don't worry about it, you're cool, you know. It is kind of like saying, oh, don't worry about it, you know, you're alright, like, you're excused, basically, is probably the more grammatically correct way, or more, I don't even know what to call it, but either way, that's kind of what it means, so to say, so I would love to know what she knows.
I was like, you're alright. I was like, why am I just alright? Like, I took it like,
I mean, I can certainly understand how that would be confusing,
just
yes.
an alright person.
Oh,
versus
no, that's not what it
really
means.
mean is, no, like, you're alright, you're okay. It's kind of the same meaning.
Like,
but
no
for some
worries,
reason, my
don't
brain
worry
just
about
took
the
it
entire
weirdly,
thing.
and I
mean, I can certainly
misinterpreted what
understand
they
that.
said.
If you're taking it as like a literal definition of the word, you're alright is very weird and out of context for most situations that it would be used in.
Number 9.
Number
so,
9.
as you guys know, I've been on Bumble BFF looking for new girlfriends, and I noticed in the bio, a lot of people that are locals here.
What is it going to be?
Like, oh, I like going for like a cheeky drink and a boogie.
And this is another language thing.
Like a cute drink, or like...
Yeah, well, kind of, but it's more
know.
just
And
like,
then
actually, well, we're taking it from the UK, like the UK likes to use cheeky as well, and so we're just kind of dabbing it from them, and I'm sure we're using it in virtually every single situation that they use it in, but either way, yes, a cheeky drink or a cheeky whatever, a cheeky this, a cheeky that is definitely just going to be like just a spontaneous little thing that, I don't know, it doesn't really matter much, but either way, it is certainly just like, oh, do you want to do this? Yeah, let's go for a cheeky drink. And then a boogie is also going to be like, I guess, dancing, but if you're talking about a cheeky boogie, I've never really heard of that one before, but maybe they're just saying like a cheeky drink and a boogie in that sentence, so yeah.
I heard a boogie, and I was like, okay, obviously that means I like to go dancing.
Okay, at least you actually understood that.
Cute. It just seems like such a
I guess there was a whole bundle of people.
Yes, or whatever.
There we go.
But they use that here as just like to go dancing, and I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean,
it was not everyone, but definitely a whole bundle of people.
And then my friend told me a cheeky drink would be like, if you were to go out for a drink during lunchtime, it'd be like a cheeky drink.
Yeah, it's because it's kind of like, like a naughty thing where you're not meant to be doing it, like as though you're like fiving and you're being a cheeky little kid or something like that. That's kind of where it's originated from as well, is what I can only assume. And so for you to be going for like a cheeky drink during lunch, or what she just said, or whatever it may be, it's kind of just like, oh, you know what, it's spontaneous and it's just something that you might not have to do, but either way, it's just like a spur of the moment.
I don't really know how to explain it. All right.
Hopefully I just explained it a little bit better than her. I don't know what to explain it to.
Is that people in
Number
Queensland,
10.
I don't know about the rest
Queensland,
of
not
Australia. I'm pretty
Queensland.
sure it's a very Queensland thing or a Gold Coast thing.
Alright.
But people here don't wear shoes.
Yes, that is definitely going to be an extra thing in Queensland.
Anywhere.
Yeah.
You'll see it in the mall. They'll be shoeless. You'll see it on
especially
the
with
tram.
that nice cold tile
once,
floor.
And then this guy came on with a surfboard, which makes sense.
I mean,
you know,
yes, if you're going to be carrying a
surfing,
surfboard.
He doesn't need his shoes. Interesting, because he just had a surfboard, a book,
what?
A little penny board, skateboard,
wow,
and just no shoes.
What a hell of a mix between a surfboard. I mean, man, I would love to see that entire thing where you're going surfing while reading a book. It's like something out of a movie where you're going, okay, I rode my penny board down the hill, down to the beach, and then just immediately started surfing, and then just flicked through my book while I was just immediately surfing. I mean, I definitely do feel as though Queensland is going to be the capital of not wearing shoes to different places, but at the same time, as I've said in previous videos, there is definitely also a radius about proximity to the beach, or kind of radius about where shoes or not having shoes is kind of going to be acceptable in, I guess, all of Australia, really.
He just didn't bother to take any shoes at all.
Yeah,
so he just walked completely barefoot. I went to the grocery store to just buy some food.
In the middle of winter, some dude just wearing no shoes.
In, and he's barefoot.
Okay.
So that means he walked barefoot in the rain into the store.
If it's warm enough, especially in Queensland, I'd say why not?
Really not that clean.
I mean, I guess thinking about it, if he did already have mud on his feet, wearing shoes isn't going to really change how that mud interacts with his shoes or feet, you know? Like, either way, he's definitely going to be tracking mud all through the store, and so if it's a warm, wet day, like, I guess you don't want to get your shoes wet or whatever other reason, I can't really blame him too much.
11.
Number
so the
11.
Water in the toilets here are very, very shallow. So like
yeah,
the toilets
no, it's not shallow. The water in, well, I guess in North America is very, very high, more like it.
Are like
Gosh,
this, right? And then usually the water is maybe like right here or something.
Like, just seriously, people, I don't understand why people are so obsessed with it being so high. It's ridiculous. It uses so much water.
It's like just a little bit of water. So when you do anything, poop, pee, it's just like loud, you know, 'cause it's a much longer distance and it's awful.
9.8 meters a second, and you've pretty much got a second to travel. So that thing's traveling at some pretty serious speed by the time it hits the water. Is seemingly what you seem to be saying. I mean, I feel as though an equal opposite reaction is certainly going to, no matter what height you kind of drop it from, it's either going to come back up and get you, regardless of whether it's this far or it's freaking however far the US water toilets, or no, our toilets are, other way around, but yes, you get what I'm saying.
Really annoying. Number 12, they have tiny light switches
Number
here.
12,
when
tiny
I
light switches.
First saw them,
no, I mean, yes, I've certainly seen this before. Actually, I should just wait and let her explain it. But yes, I'm certainly going to hold on to this thought.
It's so much harder to press compared to like what we have back in Vancouver, and I'll show you guys.
Yes, look at that thing. Beautiful
like.
little stacker right there. I cannot imagine the size of a US light switch. Like, they seem to be so massive. I mean, I'm fairly sure it's actually because there are physical differences within the light switch and how they work, but either way, like that thing right there, you can fit so many different light switches on there. You can fit like 6 on one plate, or to fit 6 US plates, you need to like half your wall to be able to turn on 6 different lights or have 6 different circuits. And so yeah, I mean, I can certainly understand how it might not be as easy, but really, I feel as though if you live in a house for more than, I don't know, just even a month or 2 weeks or whatever, you can virtually just walk around the house and flick every single light switch with your eyes closed, and so they don't need to be any bigger.
You see how small they are?
Oh, what the hell happened with the camera?
Sometimes when you're in a rush and you're just like, oh, I'm just gonna go and turn on the light. It's just like, it's so small. Only one finger nail can go on it to turn it on beautifully.
I mean, I don't know anyone that uses it like this. Everyone's always just like using it sideways sort of thing, but either way, I don't know anyone that does that, or with your thumb. You have so many different uses. I mean, yes, I can understand how a bigger light switch is going to be kind of more effective for some people, and especially for a lot of people. I guess if you have some sort of disability, maybe it's not going to be the most effective thing, but like I said, you can just fit so many more individual circuits on a more compact switch like that.
So I kind of miss what we have back at home.
The next thing, number 13.
Number 13.
Is how large their coins are.
Okay, I can understand this one.
They're freaking huge. The 20-cent coin is massive.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
what about the 50-cent coin?
Right, so you guys can see.
Well, okay, I don't know. What is that coin there?
Canada,
are they Canadian coins?
Our larger coins.
Oh, wow. So whatever, wait, I want to know what
like
that other one is.
$1, $2, you know.
Oh, so that must be a $1 coin. So the $1 coin is the same, literally. I don't know where the 50 cent has gone or the 5 cent has gone from the top ones, which are obviously the Australian coins. But looking at those coins, yeah, I mean, wait, what? So those ones are as big as $1, and yeah, no, the 50 cent is way bigger than even the 20 cent. I don't think I have any coins to even be able to compare them, but yeah, no, either way, I can certainly understand. I mean, really, I'm fairly sure we have some of the biggest coins in the world, but I don't really understand why, and really, no one really uses coins anymore, like in the grand scheme of things.
Sorry, we don't have 50 cents, but like 25 cents, 10
well, she doesn't
cents,
have 50 cents.
It just
Fair
gets
enough.
Smaller and smaller.
I mean, yeah, but that's why they changed them to gold for the $1 and the $2. There we go. Look at that monster of a 50-cent coin right there. Look at that. So the $2, I mean, I can't begin to explain why the $2 is smaller than the $1, and all of the other ones are kind of, I mean, I guess the silver coins definitely go up in size as they go up in currency amount, but either way, then the gold coins are then, I don't know, switched, and I don't really understand it, but I'm just used to it. I can't explain it though. Obviously, somewhere just along the line just decided, you know what, let's just like flip them around. Make the 50 has to be the biggest.
And they also have
the
a coin
50 is big.
called the 50 cents. And
look at that thing. There we go. Like I was saying, I was going, oh, that thing looks like a 50 cent, but then I compared it to the 20 cent that you said before, and I went, oh, no, that doesn't look as big anymore. I mean, to be fair, they're definitely similar coins, but I would also love to know the thickness, because the 50 is a thick coin as well. Like, it's not a thin boy either.
Literally 2 20 cents combined into one.
Oh, there we go. Okay, we get to see it there. Okay, finally she showed us. Okay, look at that. So you see how thin that is. That coin is thin. I mean, like I said, the 50's thick, but come on. For a coin the size of that Canadian, whatever it was, $1 I think it was, that's a pretty thin coin. And yeah, it's going to get heavy, but like the weight of a 50 is actually pretty kind of nice to have in your hand. And like, I don't know, you can spin them so well. They have so much weight, they just spin forever.
And I just hate it because anytime you use cash, you get
just
so many coins
There's just
back.
no, I don't know the last
so
time
space.
anyone
They're
that I
so
know,
big
especially
and so
me,
heavy.
has ever used a
and
coin.
And then you just have all these like, I just don't understand why they would want to make the smaller coins so big.
I mean, yes, I don't understand that.
To be like working like
a 5 cent feels like
nothing
nothing
people
though.
Just like place them in jars.
I mean, she's just mentioned tips, and like I've said in previous videos, tipping doesn't really exist anywhere in the country besides maybe super fancy restaurants. But even then, I feel as though the main reason that people would be leaving a tip at a fancy restaurant is just because they're at a fancy restaurant and they just want to be splashing their cash because they're rich. Like, there is no reason for anyone to be leaving a tip. And so yes, like that's another reason not to carry cash, because you just don't need it. And there, I don't know, besides, unless you're going to be going to some bakery where it's just going to be like, sorry, we only accept cash, I don't know the last time I've ever seen a cash only spot.
They're just like filled with these big ass coins.
Yes,
and like,
but they're awesome to collect because you have so much room to put awesome designs on them.
Number 14.
Number 14.
So this is about like related field stuff.
Okay.
So if you work a Saturday, you get time and a half.
Okay.
So first of all, their minimum wage here is like $19-20. And then if you work a Saturday, you get time and a half.
Yes.
And then if you work a Sunday, you get double time.
Yes, and depending on the job. Some jobs might be paying, okay, on a Saturday we'll pay you time and a quarter, and then on Sundays we'll pay you time and a half, whatever it may be. I mean, I'm fairly sure on a full-time work you're going to be getting something that is a little more concrete, but either way, yes, like I don't really understand what the weird thing is yet.
I don't know, that just blows my mind because I would work Saturdays and Sundays all the time.
Wait, so she's saying no overtime?
Because it's just so easy.
Yeah,
you know, like
it is. That's why people love
money
it. But they also go, oh, I don't want to work weekends. Well, just toughen up, princess. Because even though you might feel like you lose your weekend, at the same time, you're going to be earning, I don't know, at least an extra 25%, if not 50%, if not double what you usually would. And so how is it not worth it? That's the entire reason they do it. Just okay, obviously no one wants to do it, so here you go. Here's some more money for your trouble, basically.
Number 15, this is the very last
15,
one.
all right,
so
the last one. How can she wrap it up?
There's something called a holiday surcharge.
Oh,
if
yes,
wait,
what's she talking about?
And you hire people to work in your cafe, you have to pay them like time and a half because they're working on a holiday.
Overtime again.
And in order to kind of make up for how much you have to spend on
I understand this.
on a holiday and hiring all these people that are paying time and a half, they have a holiday surcharge to kind of balance out what they're spending on their employees and what they're
I mean,
making.
I can kind of understand that. Not all places do it, some places do it. I mean, it's just kind of depending on the place, like I just said. But yeah, I can certainly understand how some places choose to do it. You know, they just go, okay, we're going to be paying more, so it's going to cost you more. And other places go, okay, we're actually going to be making so much business, and it's actually going to kind of balance out the books, and so it makes more sense to be kind of just not paying people more. Either way, it is definitely a thing, but really, I don't know, where was it? Literally, it's only like up to maybe 15-20%, so it's not a massive thing. And so compared to like living in the other countries, you know, yes, you might be paying, I guess, on average more, but also that's also like as much as you should be tipping, and so just consider it to be a tip for the day.
Else is totally like,
hey, there we go. Everything else is actually pretty similar, which is good to know. You know, you like to know that there are little bits of people's countries all over the place. And so there we go. That is going to do it. Make sure to check out the original video, 15 Weird Things done by Casey. I can only assume it was a great video. Just some very minor things overall, but it's always good to know, you know, these 15 just little things you go, huh. And hey, I can certainly understand how a whole bundle of these things would be considered weird. There are a couple of others go, what are you talking about? That's just so normal. But I go, okay, well, I guess from another country's perspective, it definitely makes sense. And so, yeah, nice list, just not concise, you know, 15 things that you just go, it's good to know, but very, very random. And so anyway, in saying that, I reckon I'm going to call it there. So thank you for watching this video. If you did enjoy, make sure to do the YouTube algorithmic things down below. Also, if this is the first video of mine that you were watching, then make sure to check out some of the other videos. You know, we've checked out lists, we've checked out random videos, we've also checked out infuriating videos, we've just checked out it all. So make sure to check some of those out. Or hey, maybe you even just want to consider subscribing so that you don't miss another one of these in the future. But all in all, have a good one and see ya.